Good evening and welcome, GMs and owners, to another YO News Report special. Week 17, playoffs right around the corner, and we dive right in to the MVP because that's what everybody wants to find out and wants to know, correct? All right. MVP of the 20 and 21 season Madden YO is none other than Derek the Mack Truck Henry, rushing for about 3,000 yards with 36 touchdowns. I believe 39, not sure. I did take a gander, but as we can see, MVP belongs to Derrick Henry, who had an astounding rushing year. Seems like he couldn't rush his way into a win going into week 7 against the Texans, losing in a 24-28 game. But with that said, Derrick Henry leaves first season of YO with MVP. Behind him is Mostert, Cordell Patterson, Breda, and McFarland, rookie of the Steelers, who also had an outstanding year rushing as well. But today we congratulate and give a big YO holla for Derek the Mack Truck Henry and his Titans for getting MVP and making an impression going into next season. Now we're going into the Coach of the Year. AFC once again. Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns coming in with a 13-2 record going into Week 17. Um, Game hasn't been played yet, but we're looking to see if Cleveland Browns can continue um, that winning streak and possibly go 14-2. Although they are locked down in their division conference and basically the bye. Bears came in at number 2 with Graham and Lion King at number 3. So you can see the NFC North was going pretty hard this season, trying to fight. Patriots with a 12-4 record. Now we're going to Offensive Player of the Year. Wow. Who does this? Who gets MVP and Offensive Player of the Year in the same year? Derrick Henry does. The Mack Truck, Offensive Player of the Year of AFC, beating out McFarland and Eckler. So you can see it was a lot of rushing uh, runners in the AFC and a lot of rushing yards. So there were a lot of people rushing. Now we go to AFC Defensive Player of the Year. Ravens' very own Anthony Everett, as well as Marcus Peters. Wow. And Campbell. So Ravens' defense is pretty stout on the secondary. So passing wise, I would think second of throwing the ball in the air against their defense. Um, what else can you say? Bengals came in number 4. And you have a number 5 from the Bills. Now, clearly, these teams are defensive stout teams. Now we go to Offensive Rookie of the Year. Didn't I talk about this guy earlier, who was also in the running for Offensive Player of the Year? Yes, you got it right. Steelers' Anthony McFarland came in for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Mr. Right behind the Mack Truck for Offensive Player of the Year, but he stands alone, Offensive Rookie. Hut Ruggs from the Raiders was taking a shot at it, as well as Edwards Hilaire from the Chiefs. But at the end of the day, Anthony McFarland came out and took the Rookie of the Year straight from the hands. And Steelers, even though with a 3-13 record, still can do damage. Defensive Rookie of the Year comes out of Cincinnati. Ooh, wow. Rodney still got it, huh? We got Mark Antoine Dequoy. Dequoy or Decoy, whatever you call him. He's Defensive Rookie of the Year. He came out his first year and made a big impression in the league and basically a big impression to all the players, which handed down the Defensive Rookie of the Year and give him his first trophy in the NFL. Bengals look to make that run through the playoffs, but with all the good teams in the AFC running, it's a hard decision. Best QB in the AFC as well. Drew Lock comes from the Broncos. Now, Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs, and Chargers was in a big running for the first place. Division losses cost them, and you know, might not get the spot. But in the end of the day, Drew Lock comes out with best QB of the AFC, beating out Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow, rookie, at number 4. Surprising? Not really. Lamar Jackson, number 5, and Baker Mayfield at number 6. Josh Allen, he seems to be coming up. Now, best running back for the AFC. 3 awards given to the Mack Truck. Third award, that's a hat trick. First MVP, then Offensive Player of the Year. Now the best running back in the AFC goes to Derrick Henry, the Mack Truck. Now, you can look at Titans and look at their record, but in the end of the day, don't sleep on them because they can catch you sleeping. And Derrick Henry is one of those players, so be careful. Anthony McFarland came right behind him once again, and right behind him is Eckler and Cook. Anthony McFarland looks like he might give Derrick Henry trouble coming for MVP next year. Best wide receiver from the AFC. Well, I mean, if anybody saw anything different from what I'm about to say, then basically you're not watching the league as much as I am. So Tyreek Hill, of course, the cheat code of the Kansas City Chiefs, comes in at number 1 for the best wide receiver in the AFC. And right behind him is Campbell from the Colts and John Ross from the Bengals. Now we go to best AFC O-line, which is Mitchell Schwartz from the Kansas City Chiefs. Good O-line. I mean, there's more than one, but right now the best O-line in the AFC. More pancakes, more blocks, and more running room, more passing time goes to Mitchell Schwartz from the Kansas City Chiefs. Ravens had, what was that? Stocky. Don't even matter. Best D-line, Calais Campbell, also coming from the Ravens, and I see an M. Garrett from the Browns. Miles, okay. All right, I was about to say, man, I mean, it's far, but I mean, I can't see a Miles. But if you don't see Miles, then you might about get sacked. So Miles Garrett, number 2. But best defensive line, AFC, Ravens, Calais Campbell. I don't know how big a defensive line is, but in this case, it's very big in Baltimore. The best linebacker in the AFC is Raekwon McMillan. Now, I don't know much about what Raiders is doing over there. I just know that them Broncos, pretty much everybody in the West, was pretty much tied. But for a good season to start off, Raekwon McMillan comes in and takes that. Best DB is Anthony Everett once again, Defensive Player of the Year, and best DB. So, like I said, if you're thinking about throwing it on Ravens, you might want to think twice. I mean, even if you're thinking about running on them, they got the best D linemen. So I guess it's a cat and mouse game with this team. But right now, best defensive back is Anthony Everett from the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC running today, going into these playoffs. Best kicker is McManus, Brandon McManus, the best kicker award. Now I don't is Hey, okay, I'm just keep reading it. Okay, my bad. Sorry about that. My producer said we're going with it. So best kicker, Brandon McManus. All right. I don't know what to say about him. I mean, I don't. Do you study? No. Okay. Well, best kicker, AFC, Brandon McManus. He's hot. He got the boot, the boot. Okay. So now we go into NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Raheem Mustard. He ain't yellow, but that's just his name. But the man comes in at Offensive Player of the Year. He was the one behind Derrick Henry for MVP, I believe. So it only makes sense in the NFC that they give him the Offensive Player of the Year. Right behind him was Cordell Patterson, as well as Matt Breida, Kamara, and Gurley. So kudos to the 49ers and getting Mustard Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year comes out of what? Philly? Okay. So the Eagles fly high, getting Jalen Mills Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC. Now, Eagles' record speaks for itself. So, I mean, you can say what you want, but in the end of the day, it's a two-sided game, and Eagles know that. And Jalen Mills steps up and gets the Defensive Player of the Year. Jalen Ramsey comes in a second, and you got some M. Williams from the Saints, you know what I'm saying? So there's defense down there in the South, you know what I mean? Okay, so what we have here, man? We got an Offensive Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hold on, let me see that. Let me read. Oh, DeAndre Swift. What? He didn't get it? No, he didn't, because in the end of the day, Antonio Gibson got it from the Washington Redskins. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nice running back, fast, speedy, knows his game. Swift came in at number 2, while Tua came in at 3. Like Defensive Rookie of the Year is AJ Terrell from the Falcons. Now, Falcons was shaky at the beginning a little bit, but then found the rhythm, kind of slipped up, but now they're back and they're running the AFC and in the playoffs. So big shout outs to the NFC. Defensive Rookie of the Year, AJ Terrell from the Atlanta Falcons. Chase Young behind him. And let me see any other big names. Well, Chase Young. There's a Winfield. So there's a lot of big rookies coming up that you might see next season. Best QB in the NFC. Hold on. Okay, I saw Matt Ryan above Russell Wilson, Tua, Daniel Jones, Tom Brady. And the reason I'm reading these names, we know Matt Ryan is hot, Julio Jones, Ridley, but where is Patrick Mahomes at? He has the cheat code, and he's not even in one of the top 5s. But Matt Ryan says no need. Best running back goes to what was it? What is it? Offensive Player of the Year? Yeah, of the NFC. Okay, well, he was the Offensive Player of the Year NFC, but he is also the best running back in the NFC. Raheem Mustard. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's not yellow. He's red and gold. You feel me? Now we're going to the best wide receiver in the NFC, Julio Jones. Well, I mean, doesn't that make sense? If you have the best quarterback, shouldn't you have the best receiver? So Matt Ryan proves once again, along with Julio Jones, that when it comes to the quarterback receiver combination, that they're the duo in the YO and NFC calling the shots. And best wide receiver behind him is Mike Evans and Metcalf, D Moore, and Ridley. So there's 2 Falcons in the top 5. So that's why Matt Ryan is the top QB going into this week 17 as we're going close to the playoffs. Now, we got Lane Johnson as the best O-line from the Eagles. Now, our Eagles ain't got a line, but they got the best O-line. So, I mean, 2 of them at that, 3 at that, and the top 3, and they're running the ball like crazy with Breda. So, I mean, it makes sense that Eagles top 3 would be the top 3 in the best O-line, especially with Breda a little bit behind Mustard, McFarland, and Derrick Henry. Best D-line also was in the running. Remember, he was number 2 for Rookie of the Year. I believe Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. But he is the best D-line of the year in NFC, and that's Chase Young from the Washington Redskins, who's had a great year. Washington's record doesn't really say that, but in the end of the day, to be voted number 2, and now this. Best linebacker, okay, Khalil Mack. Wow, okay. I mean, did anybody think anything else? I mean, you would think somebody come from Ravens linebacker, but this is the NFC. So, I mean, who do you pick and choose? Well, they picked and choose Khalil Mack to be the best LB in the NFC going into week 7 and going to the playoffs. Well, I mean, the record proves it with a 12-3. Their defense is stacked, and their offense been proven otherwise top of the line. Once again, best DB. So you have the best defensive player of the year, which was Jalen Mills, and why wouldn't he be the best DB, which he actually is. Jalen Mills, the best DB of the year in the NFC, holding it down along with M. Williams from the Saints and A.J. Terrell. Look at that, A.J. Terrell above Jalen Ramsey. Look at that. And Defensive Player Rookie of the Year from the Falcons. So Falcons is a team you might want to watch out in these NFC playoffs, people. I'm just telling you. And the best kicker, I'm guessing we're still doing that? We are. Okay, so keep going. Okay, so I guess I did it for AFC. I got to do it for NFC. All right, bet. Ryan Succop. They should have sucked up some more wins and try to make the playoffs, but it didn't happen. Yeah, hey. But Ryan Succop gets the best kicker of the year in the NFC. And that's where we go with that.